Hello YouTube, Josh for DaVinci Yuga here. Today I'm going to be giving a deck profile for the new 2014 April 1st format. Got the dark deck out because it is a dark deck, dark man. I'm going to go ahead and begin. First off is the Umbral Horror Unformed. He's a level 4 dark monster, 0/0 attack and defense. His effect is that you have to control him, you have to attack him into your opponent's monster. Then when he dies by battle, he searches out 2 more Umbral Horrors. I've heard him being compared to Box of Friends in this way, but I feel it's something completely different. You can only use his effect once per turn, but it's still pretty good. You get some decent Xyz power going on, mostly rank 4, because this is a rank 4 spam deck, of course. It's a pretty neat monster, reminds me of Spiritomb from Pokemon. The monster that you're mostly going to be getting with his effect is the next one, Umbral Horror Ghoul. He has 1800 attack with the 0 defense. He's a dark monster as well. His effect is that you can make his attack 0 to special summon another Umbral Horror monster from your hand with 0 attack. Sadly, since he has 18, you can't go ghoul into ghoul into ghoul, but you normally use it to special summon the extra Umbral Horrors that you end up drawing that don't stay in your deck. This one's the Gengar, so to say. Next is the 2 of the Umbral Horror Will-o'-the-Wisp. This one, I only play 2 of it because it's not that good. I feel it's not that good because it's only level 1. So if you draw it, aside from, you need another Umbral Horror, because his main effect is that when he's summoned, anytime he's summoned, you target another Umbral Horror in your graveyard or deck, and he copies the level. So he comes out as a level 1, but he stays a level 4. But if you end up bringing him back anyway and his effect gets negated, then he stays at level 1, which makes him not too good. And it's not worth playing 3, but making it up by playing a rank 1 in the extra deck. It just doesn't help out. This is actually all of the archetype. There are only 3 monsters in it. But thankfully they are a rank 4 dark spam deck, so there is a lot of support for that. The first support is Kage Tokage. Just go ahead and get that extra level 4 monster when you summon it. And, go ahead and make your plays from there. Make your rank 4s and everything. You do play, the engine to search them out and all. Then comes the Mystic Tomato. I'm using Mystic Tomato because if it dies by battle, you can go ahead and bring out your Unform, the very first one at the beginning, with his effect. If you draw into a tomato, you can suicide the tomato, then suicide the Unform. You take a lot of damage, but it's worth it to get your plays going. Or you can just go ahead and set first turn as well as setting everything else, or just leave it in attack mode, which sometimes I do, and intimidate your opponent. They'll probably attack it and you'll end up getting the effect off of it. Next is the 2 Summoner Monks. They're dark as well. You can go ahead and ditch any spells that you have, any spells that you don't need to use, and go ahead and special summon maybe an Unform from the deck, or maybe a Ghoul to go ahead and continue your plays from there and increase the amount of rank 4s that you can make. Next is the Secret Sect Druid Drew. His effect is similar to Debris Dragon, but you can only, in the sense that when you normal summon him, you special summon another dark monster from your graveyard with 0, attack or defense, or attack and defense. 0 defense, sorry. It has to be in defense mode and its effects are negated. So if you bring back Ghoul, you can't use its effect. If you bring back Unform, it's going to be defense, so you can't use its effect. But it does help you late game when you have a full grave, and you can just go ahead and make a sort of an instant Xyz monster, or mid game when you can still make a fairly big play. That's all the dark support. Then I just take 1 Thunder King to stun the opponent and stall out till I can draw what I need to. It does kind of give you accessibility to side into a BLS or something, but I don't main it just because I don't feel that you should. So that's all for monsters right now. Next up is the spells. 1 Dark Hole. I haven't been playing Dark Hole recently, but there is a neat combo you can do in this deck with Dark Hole. I'll probably show you that later. 2 Mystical Space Typhoon, just to destroy stuff. There's not really much back row that can stop you once you get going, but you can easily just side into a 3rd one, should you need to. Then I play 1 Pot of Duality. 1 Duality is a weird number, but I like it, because you really do want to special summon first turn, but there are just situations that you absolutely cannot, where you just have to set your tomato and Duality. really, I feel like it's a good number. You can always ditch it with Summoner Monk should you need to, of course. Then the draw power 3 Upstart Goblin. A lot more draw because with this deck, in order to become effective, you can make very, very strong first turn plays that will just stop your opponent almost completely in their tracks. But you need to draw into everything you need. So Upstart Goblin is a great thing to draw. 1000 does not matter at all in this game anymore. One Allure of Darkness, they're all darks. You don't mind banishing a few, maybe a Will-o'-the-Wisp or Kage Tokage or a Drew or whatever. Next, One Day of Peace. Use this in combo with the Mystic Tomato or with the Unform. Use this, draw into what you need to start, attack with your Unform, get the 2 monsters, you take no damage, and continue your plays from there. Then you have 2 level 4 monsters you can Xyz, and you won't take damage next turn in any way, shape, or form. Next, some recursion. Just with recurring Nightmare, it just lets you add back 2 monsters with 0 defense, dark monsters with 0 defense from your graveyard back to your hand. It's not too good, or like it's not bad. You can play 1, you can mess around with 2, 3, or even 0. But for me, I just like playing 1. And last, the very techiest card, 1 Rank Up Magic Limited Baron's Force. Limited Baron's Force is very important, as opposed to the regular one, the regular Baron's Force. Because there are some things you can do with it. Of course, should you not want to use it, you can always dish it with Summoner Monk, or set it as a bluff and combo it off with use it to protect the boss monster of this deck. That's all for spells. Not too much, but just enough to get you by, to draw what you need. Ditch with Summoner Monk. Now the traps. Just a few 1-ums, 1 Bottomless, 1 Compulsory, 1 Solemn, and then that's all the 1-ofs for this deck. These traps are helpful and important, but aside from that, it's just to get rid of the problematic stuff that you want to stop. Next up, triple Fiendish Chain. Sorry, let me move that. Triple can seem excessive, but I really do like it. I just want to stop my opponent's stuff. I don't want to play a Veiler in this deck. Although you can't, with a Veiler, you can warrant the BLS. I just don't want to risk, drawing into the Veiler and not having anything to do. The triple Fiendish Chain helps out, and it helps out. Next, I don't want to say I hop on a bandwagon or anything, but triple Reckless Greed. Just with this deck, you really do have to draw what you need. You can, draw a lot of your stuff with the spells you have, set these, and then on your turn just draw even more, and then make a very strong second turn play, which I have ended up doing in the past. Like I said, with this deck, just how it is, you just need to draw what you need. But when you do draw it, it's very hard to lose. Lastly, the most important card of the deck, 2 Vanity's Emptiness. Just stops your opponent from special summoning, and you can set it up in a way so that you have a very strong field presence. You can protect your opponent's turn, flip this, they can't special summon, and they'll have a very hard time getting rid of this. Very important card. So that's all for the main deck. Now on to the extra deck. 1 Gagaga Cowboy just helps you get your final burns off for the end of the turn. That 800 can hurt, can make it game a lot of the times. 2 Maystrokes. Maystroke is... I played 2 just because you can play very defensively with this deck and do very well. Also, it being dark and everything else being dark, you can easily side into Gozen matches. Should you be playing something that really needs a lot of different attributes. Next one, Diamond Dyer, to help you get rid of pesky stuff that you just need gone. You can basically make Xyz monsters for free a lot of the times, and this just to even pop like that one back row that is Mirror Force, just to make it game on that turn. Then 1 Black Ship of Corn. It's a dark, so again that helps out. That becomes very good for the deck. It's just to get rid of very problematic stuff just get that burn off. Then 1 Photon Papilloperative. If your opponent's setting stuff, then this just goes ahead and gets rid of it. This helps make this just helps make it game at that point. Helps you not run into anything, not get hurt by anything that might be set. Then just 1 King of the Pharaoh Imps, 1 of the Daddy Gremlin. Search out the Kage Tokages to continue making your Xyz plays. kind of the boss monster of the deck now. One number 66 Master Key Beetle. This is what you use to combo off with Vanity's Emptiness. So many times I have double Key Beetled and drawn into a Vanity's Emptiness. So you end up summoning the 2 Key Beetles, setting your Vanities. One Key Beetle protects the Vanities, the other Key Beetle protects the other Key Beetle. Your opponent's turn flip Vanities, they do nothing that turn, then you'll just use the other Key Beetle to protect and just keep, you'll end up just keeping 2 2500 beaters on the field with a Vanity's Emptiness and no one special summons at all. If you don't know the effect, basically, you just detach one, and you can protect any card on the field. It can't be destroyed as long as he's face up. If he would be destroyed, you can ditch one of those cards to the graveyard instead. So, very helpful in that sense. That's kind of this is the basic point of the deck. Key Beetle, Vanity's Emptiness. That's how you win. Then just one Utopia, because it helps. It can help protect things. Should you not have any other sort of protection, just negate any attacks. One Violent Sigma. I like this card because certain decks are getting very attribute based in this format. Boojins are all light, and just a lot of things are very attribute based. So you do have the potential to make the rank 4 Xyz monsters that require 3 materials. So you can go ahead and bring out a Sigma, take their monster, and just run rampant upon their entire deck. One Gemini Pearl, it's the extra beats. It's an extra beater, can't be affected by Fiendish Chain. So it's just for overall beats that if you can only make an Xyz monster that requires 2 Xyz materials, go ahead and make this and kill certain things. Then one Evil Swarm Ouroboros. It's pretty good. It's the Xyz version of Trishula. Goes great with the deck. Of course, a dark as well. So, just great effects. Not too much of an explanation done. If you could run an Xyz version of Trishula, it's a good idea too. One number 85 Crazy Box. I like it for the fact that it's 3000. You can use it to stall. Should you side into, it's an Eradicator target. Should you side into that? If you run into a skill drain, then it's just a massive 3000 beater that you can just make for 2 Xyz monsters. Works great with the deck. Lastly, I'm trying this out. The number C69 Heraldry Crest of Horror. It's a 4000 beater. That's basically Mirror Force. That's why I'm teching the one Rank Up Magic limited variance force, because you can go ahead and say, make a King of the Pharaoh Imps, get your reptile, go ahead and use this, make a 4000 beater. That's essentially Mirror Force. Of course light, so you do get more potential to side into like chaos variant stuff. Just the fact that it's an almost free 4000 attack monster. You can also try like the Umbral Horror specific card right here. It's only a 3000 beater, but when it comes out, it pops a spell or trap. But I'm liking this much better. So that's all for the extra deck. Let me just go ahead and show you that Key Beetle combo that I mentioned earlier. So should you ever need to, what you can do is you can summon Key Beetle, you can set your Dark Hole back there, you can activate Key Beetle's effect to protect your Dark Hole, and since you set Dark Hole that turn and it's a normal spell, you can still activate it. Activate your Dark Hole, then you can chain Key Beetle's effect to send Dark Hole to the graveyard instead of destroying Key Beetle. It doesn't negate the effect, so Dark Hole still destroys everything else except the Key Beetle, since Key Beetle is being protected by that. And yes, that combo works, trust me. With anything else, you can just go ahead and set anything you don't want to use just to protect Key Beetle with its own effect, because I really like that versatile effect that you can use. One thing that I find happens, if you set a Fiendish Chain and you activate it on something and they just Xyz summon with that, due to game mechanics it stays on the field, so you can go ahead and Key Beetle the Fiendish Chain just to have the extra protection on it. So, basically the entire point of the deck is the Key Beetle. I mean, I know that it seems that Evil Storms can just do this a lot better, but you just have more. I feel like with this you have more options. It's a different variant. Very fun variant. I like it very much. Extremely budget, so you can go ahead and try this out. So that has been the deck profile for now. rather than just being Umbral Horror. It's more Key Beetle Umbral Horror. These guys are buddies. Let me know what you think of the deck, of course. If you enjoy the content, please do subscribe. Also, please continue to leave likes and comments to show your support. I got a lot of new videos coming up, so please stay tuned for that. Josh for Da Vinci Yu-Gi-Oh! Signing out.